Hey guys, how are you? Today's been a crazy hectic day for me. And एक तो I'm away from home, traveling, and पूरे दिन ऑफिस का काम, and उसके बाद you know I had to do a couple of videos for you guys, and yes, it's almost the end of the day. It's about 11:30 at night, and I'm recording the current affairs for you guys today. So I wouldn't take too long. I'll just quickly jump to the topic. I'm absolutely exhausted now. So, what are the top five topics that I have pulled out here for you guys today on 10th of March? चलिए सीधा उस पे चलते हैं. So the first one is right to repair law will come in European Union. It will become a law from starting of this summer in Europe. Now it is so funny. उसमें क्या हो रहा है कि manufacturers in Europe have now been advised that they have to make spare parts for products available for 10 years after they are manufactured. And because of these spare parts being available, and also the law also says कि लोग चीजों को अपने घर पे repair कर सकें, they would the European Union and various governments, they feel that people will save at least 75 pound every year on an average in savings. 75 पाउंड का मतलब लगभग 7500 रुपए, 7500 rupees INR, right? It is crazy. They should learn something from us Indians. We repair things all the time, every time. जब भी कुछ खराब होता है, washing machine खराब होती है, we get it repaired. TV खराब होता है, we get it repaired. हमारी गाड़ी खराब होती है, we get it repaired. And when they say they are going to, you feel you are on an average, you are going to save 7,500 rupees a year approximately. By learning from Indians on how to repair and reuse, they might save 7.5 lakh rupees or more. So yes, there are certain things which is the world is now going the Indian way of, rather than buy and not use and dispose, it has become a law in Europe to repair and reuse. So yes, it's a little funny and interesting. I thought must share this with you guys if you have missed out on this news. But yeah, this is repairing has become had to be made a law in Europe. I don't know what is next. Probably we might hear EU kabadi wala. But jokes apart, yeah, this is a good thing. Good for our nature and environment, and to prevent wastage of resources. Cool. Let's move to the second one. So second one is a good news from Indian Defense. I am sure you guys would have just heard of it on the news today. So INS Karanj, which is a Scorpene class submarine, India has been spending a lot on submarine recently, and a lot of projects were put in place. So the third Scorpene class submarine, INS Karanj, has now been commissioned in the Indian Navy. 2 साल पहले लॉन्च हो गया था for seaworthiness trials, and since 2018 it has been testing extensively, and now today it has been fully commissioned into the Indian Navy. So guys, I want you to remember these names, INS Karanj and Scorpene class, so that if these questions come in the entrance, you are aware of you know the right answer, right? Hence, I am absolutely putting it in your head regularly that while I talk about current affairs, there is some bit of GK also involved in the process. So this is the second one. Moving to the third one for the day is a big uh, financial demand that Niti Aayog has put in front of financial institutions. Now, this is with respect to electric vehicle or electric mobility in India. So, Niti Aayog has said that an expenditure of 19.7 lakh crores would be required to set up the e-vehicle adoption and e-vehicle related adoption and infrastructure, which needs to be set up in the country by 2030. So government of India is very ardent and is pushing very strongly for e-vehicles to be adopted. You would have seen that, right? Delhi government gives subsidy for an electric car. There are a lot of other states also in India which give you a subsidy if you get an electric car. The taxes are lesser. A lot of companies are now putting up charging infrastructure. Tesla's announced they are setting up a factory in India. Yesterday's news, the top five, when I was reading out, I mentioned Ola is going the Tesla way in India. So a lot of impetus to e-vehicle manufacturing and adoption in India. And as part of this, now the government, the Niti Aayog, which is a government body, has come up with the expenditure. This is the number that we require to set up the infrastructure in the country. And the report which has been done by Niti Aayog and Rocky Mountain Institute together, also mentions that the financing industry, हम गाड़ी खरीदते हैं तो we take loan, people buy bikes, people buy cars, and they finance it. They take loans from financial institutions to go fund their purchase. So electric vehicles also, obviously, financials involved. Sorry, funding is involved, financing is involved. It is available, but the volume of that financing अभी बहुत कम है because the adoption of e-vehicle is very low. But by 2030 it is assumed कि उसका जो share है loan लेने का, the component of loan on e-vehicles, that will rise up to 3.7 lakh crores, which is a big amount, which is a very big amount. Capital expenditure नहीं है ये, daily आपके purchase के लिए एक funding है. So it's a big amount, it's a big you know expenditure planned by the government, proposed by the government, and if everything goes in the right direction, then we will really see a lot of e-vehicle infrastructure being developed in this country and a lot of adoption happening. So government push is necessary for such a big change to happen, or ab government usko kar rahi hai. So this is kudos to the government and the efforts being made, like for this particular initiative. Okay, this one is like sounds crazy, but the COVID vaccination initiative that the government has taken of people above 60, above 60, the notification only says above 60. The notification doesn't say how much above 60. And yes, you break the record. Every now and then somebody is breaking that record. And in this case, a lady from Bengaluru, Kameshwari J, she has become the oldest woman in the country to get vaccinated at 103 years of age. That's like crazy ripe age, and she's setting the examples for everyone to follow. And if not anybody else, she set the example for her own son to follow, who is 77 years old. मतलब वो खुद 103 साल की है, उनका बेटा 77 साल का है, and they both went to get vaccinated together. Just imagine the kind of example she's set for everyone else, that please go and get vaccinated. It is absolutely safe. जब 103 साल की एज में भी मेरे को कोई साइड इफेक्ट नहीं हुआ, तो people much lesser in age, मतलब 77 तो 103 के सामने कुछ भी नहीं है, and people who are just 60 plus, जो तो शायद उनकी I won't call half the age, but about 60% of the age, they should learn from this, take it as an example, and must go and get vaccinated. And I'm really looking forward for vaccines to be declared for people our age also, so that we can also stay safe. But until then, yes, the following the precautions is the thing to do. So this is done. Now moving on to the next clip that I have pulled out for you guys today, and this is from the world of business and mostly GST. So गवर्नमेंट पहले, इसमें नया कुछ नहीं है, ई इनवॉइसिंग मैंडेटरी करना, बट गवर्नमेंट ने इसको स्लैब्स में किया था. फर्स्ट दे वेंट 500 crores, then they went 100 crores. Now government has said any company which has an annual turnover of above 50 cr, 50 crores, उसको ई इनवॉइसिंग ही करनी है. They cannot do paper invoices, they cannot do any other arbitrary form of invoicing. No, इनवॉइसेस ऑनलाइन ही जनरेट होंगे, so that जो GST collection है वो immediately हो जाए. It reduces the errors in GST calculation. It automates the entire data entry and data recording process. आप एक ही बारी तो डेटा डालते हो, एक बारी डेटा डालोगे सारे सर्वर्स पे एक ही बारी में डेटा रेप्लिकेट हो जाएगा. It becomes very easy to maintain data. It becomes cheaper and efficient. Plus जो एरर्स होते हैं कि आपने एक बार यहाँ इनवॉइसिंग की, फिर डेटा को दूसरी जगह ट्रांसपोर्ट migrate kiya, save kiya. There are a lot of errors which happen during data migration processes. They get taken care of, and lastly, compliances improve होंगे, tax fraud कम होगा. Because government would at the onset would know कि ये companies हैं, इनके invoicing सारे online हैं, तो यहाँ से कोई tax fraud नहीं हो रहा. चलो ये सब clear हो गया, अब हम दूसरे zone में देखते हैं जहाँ पे fraud हो सकता है. So government is minimizing the areas where frauds can happen, tax fraud can happen. So this will come into practice from 1st of April. Any company with a turnover of more than 50 crores will have to mandatorily raise an e-invoice. And after this, government also plans to extend this beyond 50 CR and will start entering the zone of medium and small enterprises. तो धीरे धीरे जाके पूरे इंडिया में सबके लिए इनवॉइसिंग मैंडेटरी हो जाएगा, which is a good step because once government starts getting its taxes from the right sources, and they reduce the tax theft, it naturally reduces the burden on the common man or on everyone in general for the larger tax burden which is there on everyone. And this actually happens in all the developed countries in the world, where everybody essentially pays tax, so the tax burden on everyone is much lower, as compared to the kind of tax burden which comes on people where in countries where there are tax thefts. So it is a good initiative, and it is an initiative which is really good for the development of the country. So guys, these were the top 5 articles which I wanted to share with you about current affairs today. And I really wish that you please do subscribe to the channel. Please share these articles so that your friends get to be aware, as all of you are, on a regular basis. And if you like these videos, please do press the like button. And as always, keep leaving your comments. I'll respond to them whenever I, at the earliest possible. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, bye bye.